Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another live stream. Unfortunately, the bubbles are no more. Or fortunately, if you didn't like the bubbles, you know. Sorry about that. Well, I'm not sorry, but you know what I mean. Just a bit of a cow, really. There's nothing I can do. But here we are. I will only be live streaming for an hour and a half tonight because Smurfy Girly is going to be doing a first impressions on her live stream at 9 o'clock, my time. So that's like an hour and a half's time. And so we will be going over to watch what she thinks of Eugene's second fragrance, not a first one. She also did the first. First impressions of Eugene's first fragrance. Yeah, it's a lot of first. So that is something to look forward to. I hope you will look forward to it, as I am looking forward to it. Could I have one moment of silence, please, for the death of the bubbles? I actually fucking muted the microphone there and everything. What the fuck? Jesus, that was a nightmare. But yes, that is the plan for this evening. We will be all hopping over to Smurfy Girly's live stream where Eugene will hopefully be joining her to talk about his new fragrance, Bellarme. Very close to Bellamy, isn't it? But it means something completely different. It just sounds the same, like John Coffey. You know? Oh dear. Audrey Jane's just sent me an absolutely shocking meme. Why have you done this? Oh dear. What a day. It's been absolutely shocking here today, I can tell you. It's been a rotten day. It has pissed down all day. Heaving with rain it has been, as Yoda would say. Oh, see, the chat's absolutely enraged. There's, the bubbles are dead. I'm sorry. I just can't do anything about it. The bubbles be gone. Be out, bubbles. Sorry about that, friends. Oh, shit. What was that? Who knows? There is no alternative to bubbles. I'm very sorry. I hate to be the one to tell you. You know? It's a terrible blow for all concerned. Whoops, that's mine. Terrible blow for all concerned. It's so good I said it twice. Whoops. Sorry, there's just all kinds of noises going on. I'm there's no bubbles. Bubbles are dead. There's literally no option to put them on. They must have there we go. Let's pin that message if anybody cares to donate. Oh, my shite on my blood on my duck, or knife on my blood. What? Hi, Josie Pranav. Sorry, no bubbles. Outrageous. Press F to pay respect, says Nick. Please do. Bubbles are dead. Hello, wave number 2. Yes, Drawn by Sense number 2. It's coming out next week. Pranav, my scent of the day is one of my favorites, and that is Tobacco Oud. A particular favorite of mine. Definitely one of my top fragrances. I don't know how to say it, says Josie. Say it with flowers. No. I don't know how to say it. I think it's Bellam or Bellam. Need a French person to tell us, really. Pradeep, Canadian, Bellamy, Bellam. La Delexquis French, Synthetic Jungle, Uncut Gem. Shiva Vareen, welcome. How are you? Phil Stevens, how are you? Scent Reaper wants to know where the bubbles are. Frank says Tom Ford is now SD. Thoughts? It's been coming. They've had the license for ages, so they just own the whole company now. I think he just wants to get out and enjoy his retirement, which is a good idea. He's 61. He's got a good 20 odd years left in him. If he fucking, I mean, he's probably got. I mean, if you look at him, he looks like a man. He looks like a man 20 years younger than he is. He'd probably live to about 90 or something silly like that, you know? Excuse me. So, I think he just wants to enjoy his retirement. He's a billionaire now. He can just crack on for the rest of his life. Of course, he doesn't own all of his own company. I think he walks out with about just over $1 billion or something like that, you know? So it's what he wants to do with the rest of his life with that money, you know? Rest in peace, Bubbles. Outrageous, says the Scent Reaper. Yes, the bubbles are no more. Frank says, at work, scent of the day is vintage egoist, lightly spritzed. Nice. Drawn by Scent says, you'll have to create the bubbles manually in the bathtub and then wave them in front of the camera. Yes, the bubbles. They are no more. Phil says the bubbles have organised and are going on strike. It's just these times, these difficult times, which we're all living through. And the bubbles just couldn't take it anymore. The demanded terms and conditions, which I just couldn't provide. Sorry, you're just going to have to stare into the void, you know? Just going to have to stare into the void. If there's a better analogy for the times we're living at the minute than staring into the void, I can't think of one. Shiva says, this is the black stream. Bubbleless. Yes, we're in the dark side now, mate. Speaking of the dark side, MJ is wearing Gucci Guilty Absolute. I need to pull that out and start wearing that. It's getting to that time of year. You know, the 2 months between like November the 21st and January the 21st. Like the darkest time of like the darkest time, you know? That's when you wear that kind of shit. I need to bust out and taste soon as well. Scent Reaper says, got my 2005 tester of Antaeus yesterday. Smells glorious. It is, oh yes. Fantastic stuff. Let's not take the piss. Peter is here. He's drinking water and hiding in a box. Frank says, handsome 61-year-old. Sheesh, I thought that's what. Frank seeks handsome 61-year-old. Sheesh, what's the secret? Perfume. Yes. He's been getting high on his own supply of perfume. STD, say it with flowers. That's a horrible name for any company. Scent of the Day Vintage Montana Parfum Dom. Do you know, I don't think I've ever smelled that. That's the one in like the tower bottle. Looks like it's got the tubes that it's made from, like you know, the Giant's Causeway in Ireland. It's got all the hexagonal rock. It looks like it's made from that. Nick S says, Scent of the Day Lolita Lempica Masculine. I've got a bottle of that. Tom Ford's still working on his English accent. Bless him. Imagine wanting to be British. Bubblegate. Scent of the Night Black Knight by Bianchi. Says Pranav. Scent of the Day Queer Velours. That is a Naomi Goodsir, I believe, Jossie. Ashton just released some frags. What frags? Where? What are you talking about, Pradeep? Shiva says, Scent of the Day, Chypre Palatin, all month long. That's right. Has to wear it for the baby. Cost of Bubbles Crisis. Show a Balenciaga bottle, says Frank. You can't make me. Tom Ford probably has his own hyperbaric chamber. He probably does, to be fair. Bry, welcome. Fade to black and stay there, says Phil. Pradeep says, Scent Morning Thoughts, even. Sorry. And these are not morning thoughts. I don't have any thoughts in the morning. Too tired, usually. I've been in bits today. I've been in a very strange place today. Woke up. I mean, I felt awful last night as well, to be fair, so I didn't stream. I've got a fucking headache now. And I'm like, oh, the only thing keeping us going is the thought of this stream with Smurfy Girlie and Eugene. Again, for the people who have just arrived, we will be hopping over to Smurfy Girlie's channel at about 9 o'clock my time. So that's about an hour and a half's time, where she will be doing the first impressions of Bellarm in the country. In the world, even. Never mind in the country, in the world. Like she did the first impressions of La Douleur Exquise. Or Exquise. So that will be interesting. If you're interested in Eugene's newest fragrance, you will get to hear Smurfy Girlie's, a very experienced nose, discussing what she thinks of it on her channel. I will, as soon as she sends me the link, I will post the link in the chat. And I expect you to come with me over there and hear what she's got to say. Matt Track, Scent of the Day, Enchanted Forest by Vagabond Prince. You know, I've smelled that before and I really liked it. It's got that blackcurrant sort of thing going on. I like a blackcurrant, I must admit. I do like a blackcurrant. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. So I would like there to try it again and maybe buy it. I don't know what the latest formulation is like. Has it been reformulated? Who knows? Of course, Vagabond Prince is the company that is owned and run by the creators of Fragrantica. Senator says inflation has gone too far. It's now affected the Duck's bubble budget. Hopefully it's peaked now, inflation at 10.1% or 11.1%. Fucking Christ. We just had like an economic statement today. Chancellor's looking after the sick and the people who are on the lowest thing by increasing their benefits at the rate of inflation. There's no point in kicking the fucking... I mean, I'm saying I'm talking about myself here, like, but there's no point in kicking the people at the bottom. If you do that, you're a fucking weird. So he's decided to do that, but I would not like to be someone in the middle at the minute, like taxes at the highest rate for fucking 74 years. I mean, you're talking like fucking, that was to pay for the Second World War, that, you know? Just a fucking nightmare, like. He's released 2 new Michael Malul fragrances. Oh, no. Michael Malul London, who's actually based in fucking... Where is it? It's somewhere like Idaho or fucking Ohio or something like that, isn't it? They're not. I mean, just, you know, it's like me calling myself fucking Rich Mitch Frankfurt. Do you know what I mean? I've never been to Frankfurt. I've never been anywhere near Frankfurt. Madness. Legoise Bell End? Well, yes, it's as if you know me all my life. Pradeep says, it's exquise in French. Excuse me whilst I hydrate then. Delightful. That was good wet. Speaking of wet, it's been fucking soaking here today. It's been absolutely criminal. Like, you just, I've never known such rain. Like, you don't know that there's that much water actually kicking about, do you? Until, like, it all falls out the sky. It's been fucking constant. Do you know what? I really fancy a cup of tea. Oh. Oh shit, the bed. I'm taking poison tonight, so that's another good reason to stream a little bit earlier as well, I suppose. I actually just figured out how to schedule live streams, would you believe? And oops, excuse me. I figured out how to schedule live streams, and I scheduled it for 8 o'clock and then promptly went live at about 7:30. What a bell end. Oh my giddy aunt. I've got soot on my hand because I've just lit the candle. Let's see what's going on. Don't mention the VAR. No, I won't mention the VAR. Hello, Michael Harness. A happy chill Thursday to you all. Matrax says, didn't know the owners of Fragrantica own Vagabond Prince. Yes, yes. Yes, it's true. Earth needs hydration too, says Pradeep. It does. You lead us from the dark to the light to Smurfy, who is the girly, says Phil. Yes, hopefully she won't be having a black screen on. I don't know. That's just, I don't know. Just, I mean, to be fair, if you're sitting looking at your screen watching this now, then fair play to you, like, but, yeah, there's no bubbles. Sorry about that. Yo, turn your phone over. Yo, no. Need to try bass solo. It's a doucheful from them, says Matt Trucks. So's Enchanted Forest. Enchanted Forest is a doucheful. Scent Reaper says, got a bottle of Angel Men and compared it to Amen. Definitely has more life to it. The Amen just dies and goes straight that milky caramel thing. So which Amen? Does the bottle of Amen you're comparing it to have Thierry Mugler or just Mugler written on it? Legoise says, scent of the day, Floral Street, Black Lotus. Ooh. Fits in with like the black screen sort of thing, doesn't it? Joe says, evening rich and all. Scent of the day, MXXX. Ooh. Nice. That's going to get away when it gets a little... Sorry. That's going to get a bit away from me soon. Joe, there are no bubbles tonight. Sorry, the bubbles have been taken away. They've disappeared. I can't literally, there's no option on the stream to put them on. So, sorry about that. Matrax says, Thierry Mugler stamp bottles are the legit ones, right? Well, they're all legit, but the Thierry Mugler ones are the older formulation before L'Oreal got in and turned it to fresh air. You know? Scent Obsession, welcome to you. Hello all, Scent of the Day, Arige, Beauty and the Beast. I have received my History of a Tar collection from Arige Lador. The 7th collection, the History of a Tars. Sen Reaper says Mugler. Yeah, that's the L'Oreal reformulation. If you get the Thierry Mugler Amen, it's that's the one. That's the one. Like that's still a brilliant form of it. No bubbles tonight, says Joe. No. What's up with the caption, Duck? Did you declare warfare? Duck Army stand up, says Stephs. Peace was never an option. Dushan, welcome. Oh no, says Joe. Oh yes, Joe. Let go my ego, concentrate. It's mine. And there's more on the way. Love it. Full bottles on sale Sunday, I think, says Scent Obsession. Scent of the Whole Days Jubilation 25 Vintage. It is great, like. Scent Reaper says the old one says Angel Men. Yes, I've got the original one says Angel Men. I've got the original Angel Men, which is absolutely fucking devastating. More than a couple of sprays of that, and it's too much. Like, it's obscenely strong. It's brilliant. Scent Obsession says trying to decide which one to get. I've tried Coco de Ambre and I quite liked it, but there's something, I don't know that it's worth the price. Joe says, on the plus side, no bubbles means I'll stay awake longer. Did the bubbles hypnotize you? Big bubbles. My vintage opium original and secret arrived today. Excited to try them. I'm excited for you to try them. They're great. They're both fantastic. Perfect for this time of year as well. Yep, very soporific, says Joe. Yes. I was looking at games today, games to buy. There's something called Construction Simulator. All these simulator games, there's like Farming Simulator. Like, there's something like deeply appealing about something like that to me. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna start building a farm. Adam D, welcome to you. Is this a new look, Rich? No bubbles day. Unfortunately, there is no option to use the bubbles anymore. It has been taken away from us. Wounded. Duck Simulator. Yes, that would be great. There was that goose game. That was fucking amazing. And it was just go around causing trouble. You know? And that was the famous meme. I think I will cause problems on purpose. That's like me. Bob says YouTuber leads flock with blank screen. Out fucking outrageous. Pranav says Ashton out with 2 frags today. One of them blue. Oh no. I must admit I've got no confidence in that fucking Michael Malone. Like you just hear the words like Michael Malone. Like I mean it's fucking cool that like someone who's like, because I've been subscribed to Ashton for years and years. I remember when he used to sit in front of like The Rock. I remember when he did his first video, man, he did it standing up at the bottom of the stairs or something silly like that. But he did this video. He used to do his videos where he would sit in like this like curved like sitting space with like rocks and like some perfumes behind him. I followed him for years, and it is cool that like someone has come from like the YouTube community to be like given the reins to make a perfume by an actual brand. It's just the brand that he's making them for, you know. But you've got to start somewhere. Is this a new look, Rich? No bubbles day. No bubbles no more. I used to play a farming simulator. It's surprisingly addictive. Yeah. Just a nice chilling game where you can like plow some fields, you can feed some pigs, you know. Great stuff. Outrageous by YouTube, says Adam. Aria of the night. I'm not even going to pretend I'm going to fucking try that. Schnellfüße. Rasha Mut. I've tried it. Yes, we can navigate in the dark. We adapt and survive, says Phil. Is Stardew Valley the game you were talking about? No, it's literally called like Farming Simulator. That's its actual name, like. Stephs, can you recommend some women's fragrances that are mass appealing for beginners that would make a good gift? That's niche. So Eugene is creating a new fragrance, Bellarmé. Yes, he is. And tonight we will be going over to Smurfy Girlie's channel in about an hour's time. I'll be posting the link in the chat. I'll be posting the link in the chat, and we will be going over, as she will be the first person in the entire world to give her first impressions on Eugene's new fragrance. So that'll be good. Oh, sorry, I'm just moving around. They're the kind of noises I make when I move around now. Where's my manners? Good evening, Rich and chat. Good evening, Adam. I can't offer any suggestions, Steph. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know about stuff for beginners. Black opium? Maybe. Ariana Grande Cloud. I'm not really like a collector of like women's fragrances, to be honest with you. I do like there's nothing that would stop us wearing certain ones. Femme Rochas Femme, but I don't know that would be very good for beginners, to be honest with you. You know, I don't know how good that would be for someone to like for a beginner. You know, I can't really help you. For blokes, I'm much more schooled. Smurfy Girlie might be able to help you, actually. Good evening, Rich in the chat. Good evening, Juro. Pranav says, anyone have any thoughts on School of Scent? Yes, I've got some thoughts on him. He bought all his subscribers. He buys all his views. He buys his likes. And I don't think he knows what he's talking about. I hope that helps. You're a fucking charlatan. And an imposter. A screen without bubbles. Are we in some troubles? Says Doosan. Lovely jubbly. Claire opinions are spot on, says Adam. Joe says, yes, Black Opium is very nice, lovely vanilla, though I've not worn it myself. DJ says, School of Scent is a talking ball sack that bots his viewership. Well, yep. There you go. Phil, I have a 30 ml of vintage Amen. I've got many bottles of Amen. Sometimes maybe vintage, sometimes maybe not. Ooh, I have got samples of Iris Nazarena and Signature by Edis de Venustas on the way. Unfortunately, they don't have any bottles and they won't be getting restocked, which is deeply upsetting, but there we are. Isn't School of Scent a character from South Park, the weird guy with glasses? I mean, there's a few weird characters with glasses in South Park, isn't there? But yes, I do know which one you mean. Yeah, he's just trying to game the system. That's what he's doing. He's full of shit. You know? I'm sure if you met him in real life, he'd be very amenable. But it stands out like a sore thumb what he's done. You know? It stands out like a sore thumb. He's probably got money to spend. He's seen what he thinks is an opportunity in the fragrance community. And he thinks that numbers give you kudos. If there's one thing in the fragrance community that we should all have learned by now, is that somebody with big numbers should not be impressing you in the slightest. At all. Numbers don't mean anything in this community. Fucking mental. I feel a rant coming on, but I'm not going to because I don't want to shit all over Smurfy's fucking stream later. So I don't want to distract from that. You tried the new tower yet, Mitch? No, I haven't. I plan on it. I plan on it. I do, but no, I haven't yet. I stand on it being average at best. Yikes. Beginners for women, says Pranav. The most perfect citrus for a woman would be Bohemian Lime. Cloud's good too. I mean, I'm far be it from me to recommend a fucking clone. Do you know what I mean? But like, Baccarat Rouge is fucking. Baccarat Rouge is just the price and the perfume. To be fair, I just don't. I don't know. I want to smell like diabetes. Can't see you going wrong with Le Patino Robe Noir EDP either. Gift-worthy presentation for sure. That's not a bad shout, Pranav. See, Pranav knows what he's talking about. School of Sense should use that money for a hair transplant and maybe getting some plastic. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you could say the same thing about me, like, but I don't talk absolute bollocks. Do you know what I mean? Well, I don't think I talk absolute bollocks. But there we are. Whether that qualifies you as not needing a fucking hair transplant or not, another matter. Whilst we're on the subject, thoughts on Justa Rose? Very little. I don't know what she reminds us a bit. She's taken the money, hasn't she? Like, she's tried to go for the influencer thing. Taking the money's the wrong way of putting it. Sorry, what Justa Rose has tried to become an influencer, and it's not great. It's not looking good, bruv. You know. Oh, Smurfy Girlie's just sent us the link to her channel. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the chat and I'm going to replace my pinned message, which is going to cost me money. The things we do. Right, so the pinned message is a link to Smurfy Girlie's channel, a link to Smurfy Girlie's live stream that she's going to be doing in an hour's time. And she's going to be covering Eugene's new perfume, Bel Arm. It will be a world first. The first person in the world to give their first impressions on Eugene's second fragrance. But back to Justa Rose. She's gone down the influence. I think that's what she wants. She sold her soul. But I just, as long as people who do that don't sit there and deny that that's what they've done, which is, I don't want to say Cuba knows done that, because he hasn't necessarily. He's never tried to pretend he was like in the know. He's never tried to pretend that he was anything other than he is. So that's harsh. But Cuba knows, like, honest. And that's why I don't say bad things about him, because he's not saying one thing and doing another. He's straight up. He's sound. You know? There are other people like that as well, but don't try and tell us you know what you're talking about and then say things fucking money. You know? You say things in trade. You know? I'll say this if you give me this. That's not expertise. It's marketing. You know? Let us call him the creeper, says Phil. Yeah, he does give people dodgy vibes, doesn't he? I used to watch Justa Rose, but she mainly focuses on the mass-appealing perfumes. Yeah, it's because where she thinks she's going to make some fucking money. Or she's going to get views. She's trying to trade now. DJ says you have dad vibes, so you're good. Whew, it's the first time anybody's ever said that about dad vibes. Jesus. Baccarat Rouge described as diabetes as one of the greatest things I've ever heard, says Prana. I agree with your assessment, Rich. Bob says, good evening, Miss Natalia. Finished your collections vid. I'd like to see Natalia make videos. was talking to Natalia quite a lot, actually. She said, topic of the day, real views versus juicing, says Adam. I would rather not grow at all than turn into whatever it is they've turned into. Like, you just sell your soul for fucking growth. And it's not even like good growth, you know? The subscribership doesn't equate. It's such a strange thing. Like, why would you subscribe to somebody whose videos you've no intention of watching? Bizarre. I think Justa Rose has the background, but I think she takes the easier fragrances to review. Yeah, that's the thing. That's like the really the egregious, the like, I want to say offensive, but it's not the thing I'm saying. It's like it's the aggravating thing. Justa Rose like does know what she means, does know what she's talking about. It would be like if fucking Persillet started doing top 10 blue fragrances 3 times a week. You know what I mean? Like, I think she's worked in the industry, or she's like a journalist or something like that. The point I'm making is that just because somebody has that knowledge and knows what they're talking about, right? Should you not be using that for good, not to try and game the system so that you like can get more for yourself? Just, I don't know, it just fucking baffles me, like, it really does. But like I said earlier, numbers are no indication that you know what you're talking about or that your content's any good. We know this in fragrance community. In fact, you could say it's like an inverse fucking. It's like there's like a correlation between the bigger you get, the less you know what you're talking about. Or the bigger you get, like, the less useful information you put out there. You know? Juicing the rose, says Bob. I don't like Baccarat Rouge 540. It's fucking awful. It's rotten. It's headache perfume. It's like Budweiser. It's what it's like if Budweiser was a fucking perfume. Fucking shocking. Natalia says, Bobby, yeah. Well, hello, I'm Natalia, and this is the Leon, and this is Vintage Opium. Things you can smell on me when I'm on a trip as weak old panties and socks. Is Eugene's new fragrance a Fougere Sheep Raw Woody? You'll get to find out in an hour when you tune into Smurfy Girlies live stream. That'll be fun. Just coming in, and I see what the topic is. By the way, what happened to Jeremy? He doesn't upload anymore. Jeremy who? Daniel Schutz. He probably dropped fragrance as soon as he got some other fucking... he might have been arrested, to be fair. Fucking much needed. Crimes against fragrance. Fucking hell. Good evening, Justin. Securing the bags. His DJ, yes, he's probably out there doing that. Like I say, the link that I have pinned is to Smurfy Girlie's upcoming live stream in an hour's time, where she will be discussing Eugene's new fragrance, Bellarme, a world first. A world first. She did the same thing with Le Deleur Exquise. It's amazing how she does it. Natalia, sadly, I don't have the gift of the gab, so YouTube land is not for me. See, I wouldn't describe myself as having the gift of the gab. You know? That said, I lurked in the fragrance community for about 5 or 6 or 7 years before I even commented on videos, right? And then I commented on videos for like another 5 years before I started making any. And I still think my videos are shit. No, that's not what I mean. Like, I'm not trying to make like groundbreaking fucking videos. My videos are more about me consuming, about my personal experience, about my fucking side of the, like, I'm definitely a punter. I'm definitely a subscriber. Like, and I'm just like giving my insight into being a consumer rather than an influencer. I don't want to become an influencer. I want to remain a consumer, which is why I say things are fucking shit loads of times, because they are. And that's why I get really outraged when they ask fucking silly money for that, because you won't hear us say, oh, this is great. It does cost a lot of money, but it's really good. No, it costs a lot of money and it's not good enough to fucking charge us. Why I don't like Roger Dove's perfumes. They're artificially inflated to try and give this veneer of quality that they simply don't have. Just buy the originals. You'd be better off spending that money on a fucking 100-year-old bottle of fucking Shalimar. You know? Jesus. Hello, Powder Mizu. Alan Hansen, welcome, friend. How are you? I was talking to Ramsey about Alan Hansen today. Alan Hansen is a legend. Greetings all, I'll be lurking for this live stream today, away from the keyboard, sent the day Oud Noir by Versace. Oh, Alan Hansen, who wears some very obscure things, going for the old Oud Noir today. See, I always find that interesting. When I do stuff like that, I'll wear like fucking, you know, like Balenciaga Pour Homme. I'll wear like the original Opium. And then every once in a while, I'll wear like Lamar Essence de Parfum. Or I'll wear like, it's good to like, you know, just, we've all got those fragrances that you wouldn't think that we would like, but we actually do. We really do. And you shouldn't feel bad for that, you know? DJ says, I'm almost suspect of people who are super buddy-buddy with industry, as they tend to use creative language to avoid negative wording, to avoid to lose those connections. Yeah. Yeah, it is. You're absolutely spot on, like you can be friends with, I mean, it's like, it's dishonest. You're not actually friends with those people, it's an arrangement. You know what I mean? It's a fucking arrangement. You scratch my, it's a transaction. You know? That's not being mates with someone. That's like, like you say, it's connections. It's you help me, I'll help you, and we'll both go on again. It's like, but who pays for that? It's the consumers. It's us. It's like Roger Dove. It's like, well, I'm using Roger Dove. I don't want to just keep using him. We'll use another one. Who sends out fucking free bottles all the time to people? Right? Just pick your fucking favorite one who sends out free bottles all the time, right? So they send out free bottles to influencers, right? Who then tell you that you should go out and buy them, or who then tell you that these are great and that how they've improved their collections and how they've done this and done that and done the other, right? But why should you then have to go out and pay for that bottle when they didn't? Why should you have to pay for their bottle? Why should you have to go out and pay when they don't? They literally haven't compared that fragrance. They're not having the same experience of that fragrance as you are. They can't impart that information to you because of the context in which they acquired the fragrance. Say you want to buy Diaghilev. Sorry, it's not just Roger, and I'm not trying to pick on Roger, but it's the only one that's springing to mind at the minute. There are myriad, right? Why should you go and spend 800 quid on a bottle of Diaghilev when someone got one for free? Why should you go and spend 220 quid on a bottle of Scandal Parfum Cologne, right? When an influencer got all of the bottles from the Parfum Cologne line for free. Why should they do that? Why should you do that? Why should you have to do that? Why aren't they sending them out for free to everybody? Why don't I get free bottles? If somebody offered me free bottles, I'd be saying, "Oh, you're just giving out free bottles to everybody, are you? Give one to each one of my subscribers, each one." But they won't do that because that's not how it works. Because they're gaming the system. Don't watch infomercials. People who subscribe to these channels are subscribing to the. Do you watch QVC? Do you watch the Home Shopping Network? You know? Crazy. Presenters on there? What do they spend their money on? It's certainly not the products that they're selling. Pranav says, personally, is someone I don't mind listening talk. Yes, he's very articulate. He's essentially the opposite of me, but he's honest. And he's straight up. Talia says, Joe, I'm just like Galen, a lurker. Juan, Fat Boy Fragrance Reviews, how are you? I hope you're doing good. I'm all right. How are you? I hope you are doing good. Gajuro Z says, it's not a real problem for me. As soon as I smell any kind of trade on the channels I follow, I just go with delete bookmark and off they go. No, I understand that. I get that. It's use your own judgment. You know, I can sit here, I'm just telling you what I think. And that is what I think. Opinions. All opinions are my own. Which you may share. Jeremy Fragrance or Jeremy Perfume? I don't know, they both sound bad. I can never get myself to talk about something I don't give a shit about on camera, says a Sentry, but don't know how most of these people do it. I guess they just care about the money and being well known. It's the clout. It's the clout and the free stuff. Then there's the whole thing about rate sheets. Rate sheets. Could you send us your rate sheet? I've seen that email before that brands send out to influencers. The mind reels. What the fuck is a rate sheet? House overview. We charge this. Fucking single review. We charge this. Jesus Christ. Bonkers. Again, I would just like to remind people that in 45 minutes, if you follow the link that is pinned at the top of my chat, it will take you over to Smurfy Girlie's live stream, where she will be doing the world's first impression of Eugene's new fragrance, be it good or bad. Oh, apparently she's trying to get Eugene to go on there. Wouldn't it be funny if she fucking hated it? She'd be like, oh, Eugene, this is awful. Sorry, I don't know why that's tickled us. It shouldn't. That is, I'm an evil man. Clearly all this rain has got to my head. Natalia says, I hope it's an iris from Big E, from Big Eugene. You do, Rich. Yeah, Rich is a natural, says Natalia. It's your knowledge and passion that I appreciate. So relatable, burping and going to the top. We all do it. And you make me laugh. Yes, many people have said that about me. Powder Mizu says, Reaper, yeah, I bore myself to death with all those top 10 compliment getters. Even more annoying that it doesn't have a memory attached to any fragrance they recommend. It's just, the top 10s are just lunacy, man. The top 10s are mental. So Sebastian is actually one of the better ones, and he is a pillar of the community. But like, Sebastian's put a lot of work in, and he's done a lot of things. Nobody's perfect. Some of his some of the top 10 lists you see some people do. We did a video the other day about top 10 addictive perfumes. What is that? The fuck does that mean? But like I'm saying, Sebastian did that, but you could choose any of your big influencers. Sebastian doesn't do top 10 lists all the time like some people do. Like JJ says, Sebastian's his own island. Yeah, Sebastian's sound, but like Sebastian's like he's a legend. And he does his own thing, and it's good. And I don't think he'll sit there and say something's not good if he doesn't like it, which I can't honestly say about certain other reviewers, you know. But you see loads of them. I don't want. It's the same thing I was talking about Roger before. I'm not trying to single them out because they're not the only ones. It's not what I'm saying, and I'm certainly not trying to throw shade at Sebastian because he's a legend, but. Top 10 addictive fragrances. There's like top 10 fragrances to go to fucking, I don't know, top 10 fragrances to go into space. Top 10 fragrances like for, I can't even think because I don't watch them, man. But some of them are crackers. Dushan says, Eugene. Hey, Ramsey, why don't you like my new dry leather Bel Air? Ramsey. The oiliness of the leather is just amazing. Roddy says, Oh Noir review on IMAX was nice. Yes, first video that I shot on my new equipment. Thank you, everybody. All those who donate and have donated. The first time I Rich was in Preeta's live stream. Sorry, Josh, I don't know what that means, mate. Sorry, late. Hello all. Just left gym. Scent of the day will be Ambra Sultan. Small label. Nice. Proud of Mizu says they just recommend for videos and money. Yeah. Ambra Sultan is a fab scent. Yeah, it's my gateway fragrance. Somebody did a gateway video. I think it was Life of American Pie. He's sound as well. He's really sound. He did a video about his gateway fragrance, and fuck me, what was it? I can't remember what it was now. I really enjoyed the video though, about how it changed what he thought fragrance. For me, that was Ambra Sultan. Ambra Sultan did that for me. It was just the fragrance that like sort of just like blew. I didn't know fragrances could do that, you know. Pranav says, what do you think the solution is, though? Vintages are finite and not in everyone's reach. What do we go for? If not Roger, the average person does need, let's say, an influencer to guide them, no? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that people shouldn't be influenced. What I'm saying is that hold in healthy skepticism people who seek to be influencers. I was hugely, if I can tell you my influences, no problem whatsoever. Robes Away at #1, massive influence on me. Still to this day, Mark has had probably the single biggest influence on my collection, other than my own nose. Right? Scentland, another massive influence on us because he liked his old vintage sort of fragrances, got us into that sort of thing. Mr. Smelly, don't watch Mr. Smelly anymore, can't watch him. Can't watch him. Don't like that type of content, you know? It's as simple as that. It's just the content, you know? Mr. Smelly had a massive influence on me, though. It's okay to be influenced. It's people who seek to be influencers. What you will notice about those people, I don't think Robe certainly didn't set out to be an influencer. He was a reviewer, and he reviewed the things that he owned, you know? He reviewed the things that he owned, and I loved his passion, and I loved his knowledge. And I think it was Joe who said that that's what they liked about me. That's what I liked about him, you know? There are other people who have influenced us since: Christo, Eugene. Like, and I'm not just saying that because, like, my friend, if it wasn't true, I wouldn't say it. But it's like I watched those channels that, like, Eugene pushed us more towards this kind of the artistic sort of side of it, that kind of fine French perfume, that kind of. He opened up that sort of side. It was obviously I was open to like stuff like Serge Lutens, which is more sort of like it's very well made. It's very French perfume, but it's very strange fucking ideas behind that, you know. Christo, just generally brilliant. Like, you know, loads of people. I'm forgetting loads of people now as well when I feel fucking terrible. But it's okay to be influenced. You've just got to watch out for you've just got to use your judgment, you know what I mean? You aren't stupid. You have a brain. I don't think there is a solution. I think it is what it is. It is what it is now. You just have to choose where you go. It's up to you. There's a lot of choice for you to go where you want to go and listen to what you want to listen to. Nishano sends out freebies and then tells people not to say they got it for free, which is illegal, says DJ. Yes, it is. Something I like about Dava. Dava's another major influence on us as well. Fragrance Bros, pillar of the community. Right? Dava always puts in his videos, includes paid promotion when it includes a paid promotion. Other people don't do that. It's a legal requirement. Other people don't do that. It's not just a legal requirement. It should be a moral requirement as well. Hello, I know, just came in, says Antonio. Pranav, if someone reviews a range of perfumes, both popular, niche and vintage, so it covers everything. Initio Parfums de Marley sends bottles. Yes, they do. They're an awful brand, though. If you buy them, you've got bigger problems, to be honest, in my opinion, anyway. So, Jossie said, so I know I said Hermes wasn't doing it for me, but I'm liking Osmanth Yunnan. Do you know, I didn't realise that was one of the original ones. Or one of the first ones, I should say, sorry. It was like one of the first 3 or 4. Juan says, friends are overrated. I pay for everything I review. Turn down plenty free stuff. Takes a long time to build your credibility. Yes, spot on. And your credibility is all you've got. Your word is all you have. Your words and your deeds. Absolutely spot on. I pay for everything I review as well. Which is why I don't talk about Eugene's fragrances. You know? Nepotism. I don't want to be accused of that. It's not just, you know, that thing when they talk about justice and they say justice doesn't have to just be done. It has to be seen to be done as well. I'm not saying that I'm like some fucking morally superior thing. What I'm saying is that you have to know, like, I have to make it clear to people that I don't, not only do I make it clear to people that I don't do that, I don't do it. And that not only do I not fucking take free stuff for review, I want to make sure that people know that I don't take free stuff for review. I only accepted those of Eugene because Eugene is like my best mate, and it's like I was involved, as were Galen and Thomas, in the creation of the sense. We were on that journey. It was Eugene's journey. We were with him. I'm very proud. I'm glad that I could do that, and he sent us those bottles for free. It's like it was a thing, and it's nice, and I don't want to sully that by talking about them, to be honest with you. I recommend that you try them for yourselves and make your own minds up. Murphy Girlie, says Bob. Is there a dress code for Smurfy Girlie's live stream? Dress casual or black tie? It depends. It depends. I'll be in my boxers in bed. But you wear what you want, mate. How can someone maintain their integrity if they get everything for free? Well, you can't. That's the point. Powder Mizu says, you got me for that. Scandal mentions. Pradeep says, sponsored content is the norm nowadays, not only in perfumery, it's the audience to do the necessary due diligence. It's outrageous. It's true. I mean, you're absolutely spot on. I just think that it's not something I would do. One spends more on LED lighting than juice itself. LEDs are very electricity efficient. It is sparkly and shiny, though. Rich, now you're getting me anxious for sure. Oh, be careful. Welcome, JJ. A cheese factory exploded in France. Debris is everywhere. Oh, shut up, Peter. Poor Claire, says Natalia. I'm sure Eugene would laugh his ass off as well. Yeah, it would be funny. It would just be funny. That's all. It would just be like a funny, ironic situation. JJ says, I hope it's a brutal animalic. Sebastian is his own island. Pilar? Says Bob. Pilar? Fragrance View, have you tried the Monk's Socks cheese? It's very good, no matter. It smells like uncut gem. Oh, no. I really like Sebastian's video with Dahlia. Yes, Dahlia's sound as fuck. I think they've got good chemistry as well, you know, as like mates. Seb has the means. Yes. He has a tested formula. Yes. He hustles. Good on him. No, I get it. I do. I understand. It's like, he doesn't patronize. He doesn't talk shit. Paroli says a stream. Outrageous. Herb says, I don't find top 10s all that annoying, but I do much prefer to see someone with a single perfume they love and just talk about it for ages. No scores out of 5 or 15, no rush, no feeling of selling it. Yeah, I reviewed, I never even thought about giving something a score. People like ranking things. I think it's a human fucking, like, need. You know? People like to rank things, put things in order in their mind. You know? It's the huge problems, though. Top 10 frags to go to sleep. That's a thing. I bet. Top 10 frags to get pegged to. Jesus Christ, DJ. Top 100 fragrances I've received for free. There are some people out there who could, like, fucking genuinely fucking do a fragrance review like that. JJ says, I was actually going to do a top 10 bedtime fragrances soon. It depends what the fragrances are like. Like, I would be like, I have put stuff on at night. I've stopped doing this. Sorry. Putting stuff on just before I go to bed because, well, one, I spend most of my time in bed anyway, but, if you put stuff on before you go to bed, it's like liable to like fucking like just like blow you away, you know? It's okay if you get free bottles and speak the truth. The thing is, I don't think those two things are compatible. Like, I don't think those, because it does affect your judgment. It does. I wouldn't trust myself if I was to like do like reviews of Eugene's fragrance. I wouldn't trust myself. One, because like Eugene, like I say, Eugene's like, I'm really close to Eugene. Two, I got them for free. So you've got two variables there, which don't sit with like the rest of my collection, you know? Top 10 frag. Oh, fuck me. MJ says, top 10 frags for fake fans in Qatar to smell like the country you pretend to come from. That's niche. It's okay if you get... Oh, sorry, I've read that. Not mine, theirs, but you know what I mean. I agree totally, Natalia. Top 10 to get a girlfriend in 2023. That was an insane one from Chaos as well. Top 10 fragrances to get a girlfriend. Jesus. Top 10 my laundry guy likes. Top 10 my mother-in-law enjoys on me. All real. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, Proddy. All of those are actually fucking real lists. Bubble's gone for good. Smurfy Girly, Eugene premiere in 40 minutes, 30 minutes now. I just got the notification there. I think American Pie said it was Joe. Patchouli Imperial Wells. Yes, that's right, Diploma said. I actually wore that the next day, so he influenced me. I actually wore that the day, was it the day after? Maybe the day after that, but I wore that. That'll be in this Sunday's fragrance rotation. I think, yes, no bubbles, madness. Yes, the bubbles are no longer available. I need to catch up with the chat, or we're going to be here until the fucking stream starts, like. Videos I hate most, 4 fragrances every classy woman must have. I think American Pie said, yeah, sorry, I've read that 3 times now. Anything that mentions must-haves or everyone should have it, yeah, it's like, you can't assign that to people, you know what I mean? It's like putting a burden on people. It's telling people what to do. That's what it is, what it comes down to. It's telling people what they should and shouldn't do. Sprayed a sample and it changed me, says Josie. My gateway was Chanel Sycamore. Sorry, I didn't read the first one there. My gateway was Chanel Sycamore. Sprayed a sample and it changed me. Honestly, it happened. That's how it happens. So you spray something once and you're like, what is this? It's like you can feel your mind opening, you know? It is reductive and presumptuous to say anything is a must-have. See, if you were to say it was a must-have for yourself, so if you said like, oh, like I felt like I must own this fragrance. I know I'm miles behind the chat as well, so I do intend to hurry up, but I'll read Kazim. Hello all, I agree, Rich. I can't watch Mr. Smelly now. He's gone all baity and gossipy. It's a complete turnaround from what he used to be. Phil Stevens says, Smelly is a low-class imposter. That's how far behind in the chat we are. Powder Mizu says, man, Mr. Smelly is so bad to deal with his gossip content, so his old one he did quite well. Sad to see the direction he took. I haven't watched any of his stuff for a long time now. A long time. And I don't particularly want to shit on him because, again, I feel like he's influenced us and made my collection better. Sold me my first vintage fragrance. How's that? Sold me my first vintage fragrance. Paco Rabanne Pour Homme. All right. But yeah, it's not. It's not the content I want to watch. It's the best way of putting it. It's not content I want to watch. Natalia says, yep, I can't relate to classy, sexy, elegant, foxy. That's why I watch Mitch Old Masculines. Natalia's a legend. Natalia's become a friend, like. When I think of Serge Lutton, I think of Robes Away. It says Century, but yes, Robes, I don't think he'll be listening, but if he is, has been promising me a review of Ambra Sultan for about 4 years. Maybe more. I was like, when are you going to review? He's like, it's in the rotation, but it's not going to be. Like, I remember asking him years ago, when you're going to review it? And he was like, it'll not be this year. And I was like, oh, since then, about 4 or 5 years have passed. Tell you, plus modern ideas of sexy, classy, and elegant is like smelling a snack, candy floss, heavy vanilla, candy fruits. Fragrance View and Fragrance Apprentice were my gateway reviewers. Yes, I've got to be honest as well. They influenced us. A little bit disheartening watching George, though, because you know you'll never make videos that look as good as that. So I don't even try. You know? Greggy Boy, another massive influence on us. Maximilian Huesler. You know? I like the thing of what I'm doing now where I can just sit and talk. I don't have to worry about what the like putting too much effort into the visuals. I've never been one for taking pictures either. You know, like in real life, you know, like people take selfies and like document everything they do with pictures and stuff. That I just don't do that. I just don't do that. Talk, I can talk. I can fill the air, you know? Especially when I'm talking about fragrances, which I love. Or talking about fragrances, which I don't love. Herb says, do you know Beauty Meow? Yes, Kristen. Kristen, I think, yes. Yes. Kristen's one of the best female reviewers. Smurfy Girly Kristen. I watch those. I watch nearly everything Kristen does. She's lovely. She's an absolute legend. She really is a lovely lass. She's very honest as well. She gets stuff for free, but she's very honest about it. What constitutes real and serious, so arrogant and gatekeepery? I don't know what gatekeeping means. Centre Day Noir a piece. Yes, probably the most underrated mall. Hello, Bry. Rich Wearers of News renting a tux. I don't know. Mr. Smelly has a comedy channel. It's a different genre. I don't get it. I don't think the jokes are great. I don't want it to sound like I'm fucking sticking the boot in because I'm really not. Like, it's just unsubscribed, stop watching. Also, he had fucking cuddles on, so obviously I'm not going anywhere near that fucker. I refuse to be around that cunt. Fuck him. I only go to Instagram to see JJ's weekly perfume rotation around certain notes. Perfumeros, hello. Talia, right, it's a different audience, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's for other people. It's not for me, so I unsubscribed. I didn't sit there and start trolling. I'm not fucking leaving snide fucking comments or like setting up fucking different accounts and shit like that. You know what I mean? It was just like, right, I'm out. Cheers. Thank you for everything. I appreciate it. See you. You know? And just stay away. Powder Mizu says, I religiously watch Ramsey videos in your live streams these days. The interaction was so much fun. I like the interaction. I love the interaction. Thanks for the appreciation, man. That's awesome, man. Get a clue, Bob. Black screen, black tie, black wingtips. Or a piece is simply gorgeous. Hey, you might enjoy Tuesday live streams too, says JJ. JJ does live streams literally about an hour after I go to sleep. Top 10 videos you see the creator just say, drop a comment and let's discuss, but only 3 to 4 replies. Yes. That's when you know they get very little interaction on their videos. That's something I can always rely on you for, is for interaction, people to say something at least. And I always try to respond. I only have a salmon, but I enjoy the orange rind from Noir a piece. Leave a comment so I can know about it and stuff like that. That's a lovely thing to say, Rich. Eugene's first fragrance, a proud moment. Thank you, Joe. Phil S. killing it today, but we'll run out of steam come premiere. It's not a premiere. It's not a premiere. It's a live stream. It's a live stream. That is what for the 40 odd people in here watching, apparently I'm going to get a fucking nosebleed if it goes much higher. The people watching, the link at the top of the chat is a link to Smurfy Girly's live stream, which will be going live in 20 minutes. So I'll be bailing and watching that. She hopes to have Eugene on. She will be doing a world's first impressions. She'll be doing a couple of world first impressions on Eugene's fragrance, Bellarme, which is being released next week, I believe. Shot down in my prime, says Phil. Boxer's bed. Check. I'm ready. Let's do this. Pradeep, you know that Roger's Great Britain is discontinued. Yes, that's probably why he wants it. Roger is my best mate too. Duck now. Give me a couple of Great Britain. Oh, definitely better than Habit Rouge, says Jossie. Space Dot says, I wish Street Sense made another video with Alexandria. Beauty Meow, that's right. Noir Piece is probably my favourite mall. I find it difficult to rank things, especially fragrance, because they all have their pros and cons. Yeah, I don't. People say it to us all the time. Somebody called Matt emailed us the other day and he was like, could you give us like your top 5, top 10, top 20, like vintage masculines? And I'm like, nope. I don't really rank things. Sorry, but I don't. I literally don't rank them in my head like that. I've got like 40 or 50 loves in my collection, like real loves. You know? Like, I hate to do that, like, with the whole tag that went around, like toss fucking the rest of your collection out and only keep 10 or something like that. I would never do something like that because the thing I always say is I don't fucking have to. That's the fortunate thing about having a collection. I can have all of them. I've got all of them. I don't need to do that. You know? Has anyone heard anything from Talking Sense? Mrs. Reviews. He has got another channel on YouTube completely separate from his fragrance reviews, and it is called Dark Histories, and it's brilliant. It's a podcast about where he talks about like strange and dark incidents from the past. Very well researched, very entertaining, really good stuff. And yes, I like Ben's fragrance reviews. I like Ben in general. I think Ben's sound. We disagree about all things perfume. Well, we don't disagree about all things perfume, but we could, and I would still love him. He's brilliant. Like, there is loads of Rogers at discounters now in the UK. Saw the whole Delano Way series for sale. Wonder if it's discontinued. It's probably just that they don't sell because of the price point and the state of the world at the minute, you know? You'll always have that uber rich clientele, but they'll only ever buy 1 or 2 bottles, you know? There's like this sweet spot where the amount you produce and the amount that you sell is like linked, and if you produce too much and it doesn't sell, they end up just like the companies just end up selling it off at and it goes to discounters, devalues the brand. By the way, I tried Koros current formula. I can't lie, in the far dry down, it is pissy. Funny if I don't hear people saying it's pissy, I probably won't be thinking. So it's not in the far dry down, it's pissy all the way through, mate. I wonder how Persilians has FU advantage. He shits on many brands yet keeps sending him samples. I think a lot of it's got to do with the fact of the way that he does it. He's very well spoken. He's very polite. He's very well stated. He looks good. He's, you know, like, he's a journalist in that respect. He writes and he writes well, you know. I think they like that kind of thing. Afternoon and news or evening. Yeah, the dry down reminds me of Hugo Boss #1. That's pissy, slightly powdery honey thing. I much prefer Antaeus out of Koros and Antaeus. Finally, some stream regulations, says Bob. Top 9 fragrances for all Beethoven symphonies. Oh, that'll be interesting pairing. Top 10 fragrances to wear to a petting zoo, says Diplomat. Yes, that'll be it. Fuck, 30 minutes. Jesus Christ, how far am I behind on the chat? Smurfy Girly. Smurfy Girly is here. I've just scrolled down to the bottom. Now I'll have to scroll back up. I could only imagine how the vintage Koros smelled like. So far, not into it, but Antaeus, on the other hand, very much so. I had Castoreum. I kind of liked it. It's Castoreum Civet. Joe says exactly, I never wore perfume because I didn't think they agreed with me, and then I tried on more niche ones, and suddenly the world has opened up. Someone alert Mike V and Germ Soda is not a cakewalk for Murphy Girl, says Bob. I'm not counting on my luck for that. It's not so easy to get vintage perfume here, says Pound and Misery. That's why I'm scared to go down the vintage rabbit hole. You want to go to Japan, mate? They've got the vintage perfumes. Fucking crazy, the charge, though. They could sell them, but they have to charge. Kajuro says, I'm into music as well as perfume pretty much myself. Yeah, we've all got our interests. I was talking about playing a fucking farming simulator earlier on. Do you know what I mean? The drinking and the begging for money, it's pathetic, says Phil. The drinking's another matter. Like, he's not the only person in the world who drinks every day. The asking and begging for money. I'll put the link at the top of the chat. I don't like to ask. Natalia says, Rich, you are too kind. I just find a pleasure in helping you. I'm an egoist. The guy from Florida is unsavory, says JJ. Unsavory. Yes, he who shall not be named. I'd start a YouTube channel, but I don't think people would appreciate the heavy French-Canadian accent. I imagine Georges St. Pierre reviewing fragrances. I bet they would, Paroli. I bet they would. I think you'd get a lot of people who would be interested. A lot of ladies would be, I imagine. Chat live, can't get any higher. Mitch is going to have a mouthful today. I'm going to get told off or sued. Agree, Rich. I like varieties. Can't imagine only having a few perfumes. Yeah. Jura Rose. What are you doing here, Smelly? I just had good Lebanese food. As opposed to that bad Lebanese food. And now I am food drunk. I may pass out. Think about it, Parole. Smurfy Girlie says, thanks for the shout out, Rich. I'm just preparing now. Kind of nervous to sniff Eugene's new fume. Talking Sense also does the Lozodorants podcast with Houdini. Yes, that's right. That's good as well. Houdini's great. Ben is great. Dan is sound. Darren is great as well. And so is Fliss. She has been a welcome addition. She's like a cat amongst the pigeons. Get into them, Fliss. Get them told. Ben is cool as fuck. Yeah, he is. Natalia, I am Polish, Silver Mountain Water. I am Neo Polish. Very excited for your review, Joe. Thanks, peeps. You can't be offended by Persiles. You can be, but he'd do it in a very nice and gentlemanly way. He's an aesthete. His shirts are outrageous, though. Pau says, in my nose, that first chorus starts off musky, getting real pissy after the photograph. It could be your skin chemistry. You could be right. You'll only be offended by Persiles if you're an Aventus, bro. Smurfy says, Persiles is a respected writer, frag journalist over and above being a YouTuber. Spot on. Yeah, he does YouTube as an addendum to his blog. Smurfy, we had a laugh imagining you didn't like Bellarm while having Big Eugene on the cast. I did laugh at that, I must admit. Can you imagine that, Lee? I'll be honest, and I know Eugene will be cool regardless. Yes, that's exactly what was said. Joe being offended by Persiles is like being kissed by Michelle Pfeiffer. How is Michelle Pfeiffer? Alan Hansen is back to his keyboard. Interesting stream this far. I've nearly got to the end of the chat. It's a Christmas miracle. By the way, has anyone followed Dominic Ropey on newly created Instagram account, says Powder Mizu? Outrageous. Give us a second, I'm going to take some tablets. Ooh. Oh, I've got my candle on. That'll be what that smell is. The size of these. Wow. Wow, that's good hydration. Do you know, I think it's rained here all day. Literally hasn't stopped. Not once has it stopped pissing down here at all. Put a clean shirt on and socks, says Bob. No, I'll be in my boxers as usual. That's another good thing about the way I do my live streams. I can just, basically just lie on my bed and fucking talk about perfume, which is what I do all day. It ain't great. Best hydrate, Rich, before Little Smurfy Girlie's live stream. I'm going to have to go and refill. I'm probably going to go in about 5 minutes or so, Give everyone time to hop over if they want to. But I'm gonna, in that 5 minutes, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go downstairs and refill the water. I'm going to take poison, and I am going to come back upstairs and prepare for Smurfy to be providing first impressions. Funny thing, I know what it smells like. I've been smelling it for months. Well, I say months. I've been smelling it. Yeah, months. Bubba, you better be wearing your Leafs jersey, damn it, says Anoush. Shiva says, personally, the shirts that I wear, that I mostly watch for. Yes. Excuse me. What an image that paints, says Brodeep. I know you love it. Bob says, is she sniffing from a decant or a bottle, Rich? It'll be a decant. If you want a bottle, they will be available on Eugene's website when they're released next week. He doesn't give out free bottles. To, like, for review and stuff like that, you know. You lucky man, Rich. I am. Sorry, I am. Now, Rich, says Alan, if you said you were wearing tighty whities or a banana hammock, we'd be very worried, and so you should be. I'm a menace in my banana hammock. I put my banana hammock in my tighty whities. That doesn't make any sense. So I've lowered the tone. Deepest apologies. Oh. Waiting on her notification, says Phil. Well, she'll be going live in about 5 minutes. If anybody has anything to say in the next couple of minutes, say it now. I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow. I might try and do a video tomorrow. I might do the second installment in the Parfums d'Empire sample set. Wasn't impressed. Was not impressed with those first ones. Vetiver Bourbon's nice. Vetiver Bourbon, like, really nice, really well made, good quality ingredients, good stuff, all good stuff. The other four from that L'Héritage course collection, shite. Like, nothing I could imagine wearing there, you know? Nothing that I would like for myself. Try them yourself. The sample set's brilliant. 80 quid or 80 euros, something like that. 80 somethings. And you get like 20, 25, between 20 and 25 fragrances. I'm all right with that. It's like the zoologist one. I like a nice big sample set, you know? I've also got a strange house that somebody, I think it was Pradeep, recommended them to us, and I can't even remember the name. They came from France. And then I've got Parfums du Cita, their sample set to go through. What else have I got? There's more, but I just can't remember them. What was on the look? Oh, I've got the Edith de Venustus, Iris Nazarena, and Signature to come. I might just pop them in. And then I've got other things as well, but I can't remember them now. Sorry. There's so much going on. Anyway, Let's read these. Are you coming back on stream after her? Almost certainly not. I'm going to go and take some poison after I put the phone down. After I go and end the stream. So I don't think I'll be coming back on afterwards because I'll be feeling like shit. Rich, will you ever rate your 17 Balenciaga backups? Yes, they're all brilliant. Shiva says, I guess next week I will be getting a backup of LDA and a bottle of Bel Ami. Bel Ami is a different fragrance, mate. It's Bel Am. Imagine all of them were great and you had to get full bottles plus backup. Shut up, Brody. Don't say things like that. It's funny because it's true. Anyway, click that link at the top of the chat, friends. It is there for all to see and all to enjoy. Thank you for joining me on this extremely strange live stream that I've been doing for the last hour and a half. Felt like I got a little bit angry for some reason. But I didn't say anything that I don't feel is true, so bollocks. Yes, thank you for liking the stream, to those who did. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for coming. Thank you, everybody. I will see you all again soon. Bye.